All right, let's get into the weekly watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly watch report. I wanted somebody else to do on Monday right there. Like I wanted to do a collab to change it up.
I'll collab with you on Monday. Okay. Start over.
Redo that. Redo that.
God, this is, oh God.
It's a disaster. All right. Weekly watch report.
On Monday.
Delayed. Weekly watch report.
On Monday.
No. Weekly watch report on Monday. Weekly watch report on Monday. Weekly watch report on Monday. Weekly watch report
on Monday.
There you go.
I feel like that collab probably works better in person.
Yeah, over the Zoom there's like a delay, so yes. It was delayed. Yeah, we'll try it again. We'll try it again in person next time.
Yeah.
Weekly watch report. The things I watched this week. Number 1, Notting Hill. Finally, I've done it. Finally, I've watched Notting Hill after years of recommendation. Noah kept telling me, you need to watch Notting Hill. You need to watch Notting Hill. Oh, if you love London so much, why aren't you watching Notting Hill? Finally, because I think I'm going back to London this year, I put on Notting Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did it.
Absolutely fantastic. A++++. Absolutely fantastic. It might be my favorite rom-com. It's definitely top 3. It's definitely top 3, going with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and 10 Things I Hate About You at Notting Hill. I don't know. Right now it's at the top because I just fucking loved it so much. It was funny. It was filled with romance, love. I wasn't expecting it to be so funny. Fantastic. And then I got somebody else to watch Notting Hill this weekend because I loved it so much. My friend, I said, you ever watched Notting Hill? She said, no. I said, you have to watch it. She watched Notting Hill. Like, I know I'm very behind, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens with old movies. You don't see them and then you see them and you love them.
No, I'm smiling from ear to ear. Nothing makes me happier than to hear your excitement over Notting Hill because it really is just an all-time classic. I don't know any of the words, but you know the song that plays.
Yeah.
I said
that. It's unbelievable.
I said your next movie should be About Time, which is the same director. It's also set in London, romantic comedy. Actually, Margot Robbie.
Give me some time to just really soak in my love for Notting Hill first.
Yeah, seriously. We're not ready to move on to the next one.
I don't want to.
How long do you need?
Notting Hill. Probably like a year. Like I'm not just tossing Notting Hill to the side.
You're not gonna watch another rom-com for a year.
She's gonna overwatch
another rom-com. I'm just not gonna watch that one because I need to spend my time loving Notting Hill for a little bit.
And that's the true love for Hugh Grant. Like he's so great in that movie and he's just so adorable. That character is such a great character and it's a great story.
I'm watching it again today. All right. I watched Summer House. It's back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Summer House a B for right now. I think Summer House as it unfolds will get even better. I have lots of takes. About Summer House. I really do. I hope that Amanda and Kyle can figure out something for the future.
Yeah.
I hope they can figure it out.
I agree. I kind of fall in this camp of like, I don't know, Kyle. Not that like things are planned beforehand or whatnot, but I just feel like Kyle and Amanda, when they're on the show, there are more issues. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that it's played up, but it's just like there has to be something's got to be going on, like it's
Yeah,
just
but we
like,
don't know what's happening when they're off the show. You know what I mean? Like they
no, we don't. We
fine and
don't. We
dandy on
don't.
Instagram, but in their real life, they're clearly something's going on. I just
Yeah. It just
I,
feels like we're on like a multiple, it feels like we're just like multiple seasons of them having the same problems.
yeah, I just don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it like with each other. Like
Right.
I hope they figure it out because right now the things that, if Amanda is so happy to spend time away from Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a great sign. And I think she's right. I think Kyle says he wants to be close with Amanda and doesn't actually show that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get frustrated for Amanda because I think Amanda's great.
I agree.
Vanderpump Rules is getting a C from me. I am just not buying into this. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's frustrating to watch. I think it's because if we were watching this show and we didn't have all these other things with Sandoval happen after the show in the media, maybe people would feel bad for him watching the show. But because all of these things have happened now, unfold outside of the show, like his most recent article.
I mean, he has not changed.
He hasn't changed at all. So it's like hard to feel bad for somebody that is clearly not displaying any change.
I don't know how we can feel bad for him when even on the show, he doesn't seem like it's like all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, we got to look out for Tom. But it's tough because it is a very sensitive topic. And it is super fair for them to want to look out for his mental health. And it's conflicting for them because they're like, oh, we want to care about him. But at the same time, like we need him to show that he has, I don't know, learned from this or, the remorse is there or anything. And it doesn't even feel like it's really there that much. And I sent this to you, Rhea, like Raquel said, Rachel, or whatever you want to call her, said in her podcast, which I thought was pretty interesting, was that like Lisa has such a different relationship with the guys on the show than she does with the girls, that the girls almost are more disposable for her. But it's also at the same time, like Lisa obviously has financial investments in like the Tom name and things like that, where it's like she's gunning hard for Sandoval to make sure Sandoval is okay. And she was like, she didn't reach out to me. She didn't want to make sure I was okay. She wasn't checking on my mental health, but she's so invested in Tom's mental health. So I kind of thought that was interesting,
Yeah, I definitely think that's an interesting point to be made. And you're right. It is such a sensitive subject. And when somebody brings that up, you clearly start to worry and you want to make sure that person's okay. But with Sandoval, there's just something not right. Like I obviously there's just something, I don't know. It's every week it's kind of like frustrating to watch. And I think all those points that you just brought up about Raquel making were really spot on as well. Lastly, Love is Blind. Now, a lot has happened with Love is Blind in the past week. Mm-hmm. So we watched the episodes, okay? And now all this information is coming out. Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about Love is Blind. All this information is coming out about the contestants of Love is Blind. Like, what is in the air? What the frick happened? So I think the biggest thing, obviously, Jimmy and Chelsea Jimmy can't stand Chelsea. I think that is very clear. Jimmy can't stand Chelsea. He doesn't know why he's with her. It's so apparent. He can't stand her, okay? He said one of the most outrageous things I think I've heard a guy say on reality TV is that when Chelsea talked about them having sex, he said he wanted to take a breather from it.
Yeah.
He wanted to take a breather from having sex with her. No.
She initiated.
He just can't stand you. That's what that was right there. And
I believe he said I wanted to take a breather from all that.
Yeah, he said that, and I wanted to take a breather from all that. what? And, Chelsea, she's very insecure, clearly, but he doesn't give her a reason to be secure. He called her clingy, all these things. Okay.
That is one of the worst things to be like, you're being clingy. Like, ugh.
You just got engaged.
Yeah.
You guys are just getting to know each other. Crazy. So, you think that Jimmy and Chelsea is going to be the craziness of it, right? But you throw them aside. Okay. Laura, and let's not even mention Ken and Brittany. Ken, who can't get off his damn phone for the life of him.
The memes about Ken and Brittany were like, have been so funny because truly, like, Ken and Brittany broke up, and it took me about 5 minutes to realize that they broke up. Like it until he was like, all right, I'll see ya. Like, I was like, wait a second. I was like, are they breaking up? Like, is that just like, the memes have been so funny because it's just so Brittany, like so sweet. She's just like, I'm just like kind of just want confused. Like, let's talk this out. And he's like, no, you're right. You're totally right. You just don't really like me that much. And I really think that I just think that's it. That's it. We're just going to break up. And he's like, and that's okay. That's okay. If you don't like me like that, that's okay. It's like, what Brittany barely said 3 words.
It was the fastest breakup in the history of breakups. And then he said, give me a hug so I know it's no beef. When he said, give me a hug so I know it's no beef, I thought, did they just break up? Or did they just get into a fight? Like, I thought that they maybe just got into an argument and he was like, give me a hug so I know we're all good. But then I realized they broke up when I heard him on the phone, like, yeah, I'm heading over. This guy could not get off his damn phone. I saw a hilarious TikTok that was like, with Ken, he better not be taking away kids' phones at school because he can't get off his own. And I was dying. I was like, that is hilarious. But then put that aside, right?
That was
all
insane.
This shit's happening. Laura and Jeremy, who, by the way, we probably should have expected. We couldn't trust Jeremy when he spells his name like an idiot. Jeramy. I guess that's on his, not his fault, but still. One of the most absurd, genuinely absurd. Laura played it so well. Let me tell you, when she knew his location and she didn't tell him and said, why would I check your location? Played him till the very end just to be like, nope, you were at Sarah Ann's. Like, whoa, she got him. And it was like that, the thing from Salt Lake City. Screenshots. Yeah. Like, she had
receipts.
She had all the proof, and she played him till the end to get him to say something, see if he was going to say it. What a little snake Jeremy is. What a little snake. And then it comes out that Jeremy was engaged when he applied for the show.
Yeah.
What?
I know. There's just been like too many things happening. First of all, I also saw a lot of speculation that fans think that he thought he was being slick, like sharing his location, and that he left they're like, oh, Jeremy definitely tried to leave his phone like in his car at the bar, but had like an Apple Watch or something, and the watch tracked him to Sarah Ann's house or whatever it was. Because it's like, why share your location if you're gonna pull some shit like that? Like,
she knew, but Laura knew his location. She was just playing him. Like, what happened there was, this is what I took from it, was that Laura was just playing him to see if he would admit it. And then at the end of the conversation, she said, oh, really? Because when I checked at 5:30 a.m., you were in this area, which is where Sarah Ann lives.
No, I exactly. I'm saying she was able to check his actual location, but I'm saying it's crazy of Jeremy to share his location and use that as a defense to be like, I'm sharing my location with you. And then go to Sarah Ann's, like, how do you think you're not gonna
right? Okay, so I get
caught in that situation?
I get what you're saying.
How do you're willingly sharing it, and then you're gonna go there? Like,
right?
You think she's not gonna check?
Right. So people thought that he left something.
Yes.
The phone. Okay.
Like, people thought he left his phone to try and like be slick about it. Clearly this guy is like, I don't know. He's posted on Instagram. He's tried to clear up that like his engagement ended. He went on the show. The timeline's like, he sold his house right before he went on the show. Like all these things that like all the timelines don't add up. But yeah, no, the ex-fiance family has said things, and we saw the pictures and the living space, and it all, makes a lot of sense on why when Laura went into his house was like, are you a serial killer? Like, what is this place? Like, it looks staged. Well, that's because it probably was, because it's fucking brand new. He doesn't even live there because he just fucking sold his house. This is a fake place. And there's something conniving about that guy, because when he was meeting with Laura's family and he was like, I mean, what a great opportunity. Like, when do you get to date all these people who've been background checked and psych evaluations? Like, he's like, everybody's vetted so great. It's like, well, buddy, you're the problem.
Right. And if you even have to bring that up, clearly there's something off there. But also, let me tell you, these psych evaluations and stuff that is happening for reality TV, they still want people to like act a certain way on reality TV. So it doesn't mean you're getting the most normal cut and dry person on reality TV because they've been psych evaluated. Like I wasn't understanding what he was saying there. And just bizarre to bring up in general. Like, I don't know. I mean, the conversation, Laura she played it perfectly. The way that she ripped that man down. I mean, obviously, I really hope they don't end up together. I don't think that they will. But that ended, right? We saw the episodes. We saw all the other stuff come out. And then who we think is sweet Trevor turns out to be not so sweet Trevor, turns out to be conniving fake Trevor, who him and his girlfriend plotted for him to come on the show. Like, what? That is a bizarre scenario where you and your girlfriend have are okay with this happening. So his ex-girlfriend released these texts between her and Trevor, where Trevor was like, I'm going on this show, like, just so you know, I'm faking it, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, good luck, go get him. Like, okay, first of all, crazy of Trevor, also crazy of his ex-girlfriend to be okay with that in the first place. Like, all around craziness. And then I guess she wasn't okay with it. I don't know. I mean, these texts, though, like, some of them looked off to me. Like, when he was just like, I was with a girl named Chelsea. Oh, and then, by the way, Chelsea died. Like, I'm like, oh, because his dog. I'm like, are these texts real? Like, what is going on right now?
Yeah. These are alleged. They've gone like crazy viral on TikTok, and there's a lot of like tea accounts that are sharing these stories and posting it out there. Trevor's to me, if we're saying like this, there's truth to some of these stories that are being put out there. Trevor's to me is like way more damning. Like, that's like way more like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, it's one thing to leave for a show where it's like the end game is you get married and you like have a girlfriend and you're just going on the show like because you want to be on TV or like, I don't know, like be famous or whatever the hell you're trying to do. That's crazy. Like the Jeremy stuff, yes, he was engaged. Like, is it kind of cringy? Like, yeah, but if they did break up and he sold his house and then he went on Love is Blind, like, it's like, okay, fair. It's just really close together. Like, it's just, I think like if you're the ex-fiance, you're just fucking pissed. You're like, oh, we broke up and now you're on fucking Love is Blind. Right. Like, that's just like annoying.
Yeah. I think it is possible that they were already broken up and then he went on Love is Blind. I think people are like, oh, he signed up when he was still engaged, but I think with that, it could be possible that they broke up and then he signed up, which is still bizarre. And like you said, like, you're just pissed off and you're like, ew, why would you do that? But with Trevor and his girlfriend, it's just like,
that's
really
shit's
and conniving and really creepy and weird.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I almost proposed, but don't worry, like, I wasn't going to actually get married. Like, it was just like, what? It was just so, I don't know. That shit's weird. It seems so far-fetched that it's like, oh, these can't be real, but I don't know. Like that's
Don't you
just
think he would have cleared it up by now? Like, if that's not real, do you have to say like this is really not real? Someone's faking this because
yeah, I don't
that is
know.
like that's alarming. But yeah, I'm
I know
gonna
because
give
there were pictures of the two of them together. It did seem evident that that was a thing.
yeah.
So
I'm gonna give Love Is Blind an A right now. We still haven't gotten to the episodes of them all meeting in person with the other people, so I'm excited for that to go down. But I'm giving it an A. These were some solid episodes, even though I was really pissed that they didn't just release them all. Like, what the fuck was that about? Like, now we have to wait for this. But we're gonna see Laura and Sarah Ann and Jess and Chelsea and Jimmy and all of them. So Love Is Blind is getting an A.
yeah, some crazy shit. The comments on Trevor's last Instagram post are wild. He hasn't turned the comments off, which is kind of nuts too.
If this guy admits to this,
I know everyone's like, we should all unfollow him. Like we're giving him what he wants, but everyone's like, explain the screenshots, like unfollowing you. This comment says, a guy that threatens a woman with sex tapes if she exposes they were in a relationship. A guy that pretended to like the Notebook and be a good guy for clout deserves nothing but not to be famous. Damn, was there a sex tape threat to the ex-girlfriend? I don't know. That could be. I didn't see anything about that, so I don't know about that, but wow.
I didn't see anything about that.
Yeah.
Either.
But no,
that would be absurd. And also
everyone's commenting like you're like, wow, all the men this season, red flag.
Yeah, like, so I don't even know why Jeremy's bringing up this psych evaluation and all that, because it clearly, think people are still going to act wild. So I'm excited for the next episodes. And the reunion, I think, is what we are all rooting for.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know we haven't really talked about them that much because they just haven't been as in the drama, but it's honestly crazy because if there wasn't all this other crazy shit happening, I feel like they would be such a big focus too. Like the conversations that fucking Johnny and Amy are having about birth control is wild. Like I don't know what this guy has learned. I don't know what he's been told. But it is like, he's like, well, my girl needs like sex cannot happen unless my partner is on birth control. And she's like, well, you could get a vasectomy. It's like, I mean, first it seemed like people were like, oh, that's responsible of him. And now it's just kind of like weird.
Very strange. And I will be honest, the other conversations with them, like I just fast forward because I was gonna
say, I don't think you even watched them have this conversation.
I'm so interested in everybody else that I fast forward through them, which is kind of fucked up with me. But when we're hanging on the edge of our seat for the other conversations.
Yeah. It just makes me even more excited for like the reunion and what they talk about, because I would like to see Ken and Brittany talk this shit out too, because I don't know how that was one of the most bizarre breakup conversations this show has had. So, but yeah, it's been appointment television. Okay, what did I watch this week? A lot of the same things. So I'll give Love Is Blind an A. I will give Summer House a B. I will give Vanderpump a B minus. And then I watched Beverly Hills finale. I'll give a B plus. Obviously, the last 5 minutes of Beverly Hills was the whole fucking trailer for the season, which was crazy. Kyle doing the white party at SoFi, crazy. Mauricio just like not knowing what planet he's on at all times. Like I'm like, hello, Earth to Mauricio. Like he's just so fucking out of it.
Checked out.
Totally. And it was sad. I did get, honestly, like I almost teared up a little bit because like seeing like Portia start crying when they were talking to the girls about like their relationship. Like that was really, really sad. And that also really is such a seeing it, you're like, oh, well, you know, Kyle wants nothing more than to protect her daughters. And like they're gonna hold on for dear life if it's gonna keep like quote unquote the family together and whatnot. So it was sad to see it all play out like that. Real Housewives of Miami finale, I will give a B. It was good, nothing crazy. I'm sure Larsa and Gertie are going to go at it at the reunion. It is pretty wild of Larsa to just like continue to go at Gertie. Like clearly Gertie's going through a lot. Like Alexia said it during her confessional of like, you know, Gertie's going through a lot. You kind of give her a pass on this. You say, I'm sorry, Gertie. I was wrong, Gertie. You know, just go through the motions. It's just, you don't go back at her. And I kind of felt like that was fair. I finished Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 6, 7, 8. Great show. Fantastic. I'll give those episodes an A. Easy, like quick watch, really, really good. The two of them were fantastic, I thought, like really good. I could not picture Phoebe Waller-Bridge being in that role. Like,
Yeah, neither could I, but I don't know.
I'm
It's just
glad
tough
I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe she would have been good. I don't know. It's hard to picture because this
Yeah,
was
I
so
don't know.
good,
I
but
just feel like these two just had like, and these two had like a legit chemistry. I don't know. I just
yeah,
don't like Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Donald Glover, like
yeah,
don't scream like that they'd have like sexual chemistry, you know?
yeah.
At least in my eyes, I don't know. So those were great. Masters of the Air. I haven't watched the latest one, but I did catch up on 4 and 5. I will give that a B plus. I'm still very much enjoying it. No spoilers, but you know, you're watching a TV show about World War II. Like a lot of people obviously died during the show, and there were some deaths that happened a little earlier than I expected them to happen. Is all I'll say. And
If it's Austin, give me a wink and I'll start watching again.
it was disappointing for me to say the least. I Abbott Elementary, the first 3 episodes. So happy the show is back. Just Abbott Elementary is just the best comfort show. Puts a smile on my face every single time I watch it. They had freaking Jalen Hurts in the first episode. Like, you know, they know what they're doing. It was great.
Yeah, they got you there.
They got me there for sure. I just love this show. I think it's so great. I will give those an A minus. I love Abbott Elementary.
I
think it's
saw
so good.
the clip from Abbott Elementary. What's his name? Casey. You know, like he's big on the internet. But he was in the show. He was like doing a rap for the kids. That was very funny. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
I mean, is it just that I don't know that guy's real name, but
Yeah,
he's
Casey
like
Fry. Casey Fry. He's like a huge on the internet.
he's huge on the internet.
Like he's just like a big he was like a big Vine guy, I think. Like you would know, you definitely know. You've seen that video where he's like this, like to himself. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You've definitely seen
No,
all his videos.
I have no idea who this person is.
Rhea, you know who he is. Casey Fry.
I think if I saw the videos, maybe I would know, but it's not like coming to me right at this very moment.
I sound so like a grandpa. Like
Maybe
he's big
I
on the
recognize
internet.
some of his. Maybe I recognize some of his vines.
He's like huge on Vine. I don't really know what he's up to now. Obviously he's acting, but
I guess 2 million followers on Instagram.
yeah, I saw
But
that.
clearly he's
Oh well. Anyway, I guess
Yeah.
I must. Maybe that was the newest episode. I've only watched
Okay.
1, 2, and 3. And Chicago Wednesdays. Those are the last thing I watched. Med Fire PD. I downloaded all my programs for my flight home so I could watch them all. Med, I'll give a B. I'm very excited for this week's episode. Big wedding. I'm sad and excited. Oh, not Med, that's Fire. But Med, I'll give a B. Fire, I will also give a B. Fire, I'm excited for this week because there's a big wedding, which is always exciting when, characters end up together and basically run out into sunset together because it's kind of like the end of their characters. And PD, I'll give a C plus. Not my favorite episode this week. And that's everything I watched this week.
Okay. I watched the first 3 episodes that are out for Dynasty, the Apple TV docu-series about the Patriots. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but like it's incredible. Like anyone who's a Patriots fan, you have to watch it. But even if you're not, it's just like very well done. And there's all these stories that I would have never known or no one would know. But they also got like everyone. Like there's not one player like that you're like, oh, I wish he was in this. Like they got every single, like Bill Belichick's like doing interviews. So yeah, I'll give that an A. Like it just sucks that it's 1 week at a time and there's so many episodes. It's gonna take forever.
How many episodes is it? I thought it was 10.
I mean, that is it. Someone told me there's a lot, but like that is a lot more to go. That's like 2 more months, at least.
I mean, it's pretty normal for.
It's not. I just put them all out. Just put them all out.
We're getting greedy.
Yeah, I mean, Dynasty Apple TV episodes. Yeah, how many oh no, that's Dynasty.
I just, the worst feeling is when you think they're all out when you're watching it. Like
that is the worst.
I was watching it like I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this is so fucking good. I'm just gonna watch these all day long. And then after like episode 3, it just like, or episode 2, whatever I was on, like it just stopped. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's 10 parts.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing that being like, it's 10 parts. I don't know, it's 10 episodes. It's like a normal Apple TV drama coming out with 10 episodes, 1 per week. It's like Masters of the Air.
Or give me like 2, give me 2. Give me 2 a week. I watched Love is Blind. I'm fully caught up on this season. It's great. I mean,
yeah, we got Noah to watch.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I don't really like.
You don't want to miss out on history.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also just like there aren't that many likable people, like characters. Like there's not many people I'm rooting for.
Yeah, that's
like,
usually the case.
like AD, I guess. Like I'm like, who am I like? Oh, like I hope that they like are happy. Like most of them are just like assholes. Even it's usually like I'm like these people kind of deserve each other. Like Jimmy and Chelsea. Like I mean, Jimmy's obviously like way worse, but like they're both like so annoying. And they just don't obviously fit together at all. But it's good. I'll give it a B plus. Hopefully it gets even more chaotic, but
yeah, it always does. And you see if people actually get married.
Yeah. How many Love is Blind couples are still together, like from past seasons? Like, does this
there's actually a fairly decent amount.
like would you say like average per season, like 1?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
So it's kind of like, yeah, I guess that's just all dating shows like Bachelor in Paradise or like whatever it is. It's usually like 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's just really, yeah, it's like not that there's 8 couples that are still together.
Oh yeah, that peanut line, by the way, that hit home for me.
Oh yeah, him having the peanut.
Yeah, like I hope you like need your EpiPen. I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, damn,
Yeah.
that's dark.
That actually reminds me, not to like fully bring something else up, but Rhea, you were there. The peanut, like when we were at dinner, and this lady asked me, I was like, I'm allergic to peanuts. She's like, all nuts? I'm like, let's just say all nuts to be safe. And she's like, okay, so coconuts? And I'm like, are you like joking? But then when I posted about it, there was like, it was kind of like almost split in my messages of like, that's not a crazy question to ask. But coconuts aren't nuts.
Yeah, no, well, it was nice of her to ask, but I think we were all just shocked. And you were like, I never even thought about coconuts.
Yeah, like,
You
and
know,
then actually,
that was
Serena responded to me because she's obviously allergic to peanuts, and she said that she gets asked that all the time. But
really, yeah,
I
that was the
mean,
first time
they're
you've
not.
ever been asked.
People are like they're tree nuts. They're not tree nuts.
they're not.
They're
Coconuts are a
fruits.
fruit.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I just feel like, you got to give the people the benefit of the doubt on that
and
one. When
they
you're
were
like all nuts, like just the name alone. If you don't know
Yeah.
anything about coconuts, you're probably like, coconuts.
there were some people who were like, I am allergic to both, and I'm like, well, that's just a coincidence. Like that you're allergic to both. Like,
You're like,
uh,
damn.
Yeah.
but okay, yeah. So Love is Blind. I
Despite
watched.
its name, coconut is not a nut, but a type
Yeah,
of fruit known as a drupe, drupe. Most people with tree nut allergies can safely eat coconut and its products without any symptom of a reaction.
yeah. Apparently
Still,
on
you
some
should speak to a healthcare professional before trying coconut if you do have an extreme allergy to tree nuts.
apparently some people or like some packaging actually calls it a tree nut, which I guess is just completely wrong. But
Mm,
there's a new show on Apple TV that I started called Constellation. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but
nope.
uh
You love Apple TV.
I don't really. It's just I will sometimes just
I feel like you watch a lot of Apple TV shows.
I just sometimes check Apple TV because for some reason I feel like they don't have any marketing, or maybe it's just because I don't know what it is, but I like whenever I go on there, I'm like, look at all these shows that I've never heard of, and they're like new, and they're pretty good.
Yep.
But it was because I went there to watch the Patriots, and then I'm like, oh, what's this? Constellation.
Right.
But yeah,
Apple TV has
this
good stuff.
yeah, they usually do. Like I would say, like they don't have that many things, but the things that they do have aren't they're pretty good usually. They don't have a lot of stinkers. But this one they're in space on a space station, and then like an explosion happens. Uh all the team except one have to get to go home, but the other one has to like find her way. Whatever. This whole thing, it's turning into like supernatural, like sci-fi weird things, but it's definitely good. I don't know if you guys would love it, but
Yeah, I'm
it's
not like
good.
totally into that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But it keeps you on your toes. But I'll give it a B.
Okay.
I watched the Expats finale, which I didn't even know was the finale until like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, was it only like 6
Yeah,
episodes?
I guess it was like a mini
Yeah, but those
series.
episodes were really
Yeah,
long,
they
so it might as
each
well be.
each episode was at
True.
least like an hour. Some of them are almost 2 hours.
True.
Uh, I have to make a disclaimer that I was like cleaning my apartment while I was watching this finale, so I wasn't like fully locked in. And also, it took me at least 6 hours to clean my apartment. It was absurd.
Well, that sounds like you did a thorough clean.
Yeah,
It was
That's
it
good.
was a
Good
deep
clean.
it was a deep clean.
A deep clean.
But yeah, I don't know. I like I could see why people might say that they love this or like this show and that it was a great show and everything, like the acting, but I did not like the ending. I didn't actually like the show after like the first episode. I thought it was going to go in a completely different direction, and it's just depressing. Like very depressing, not fun to watch. I'll give it a C.
All right, do not recommend.
Yeah, I don't recommend this. I'll give it a
I
C.
will not watch this.
Yeah. I don't like it. Um and my last thing was I watched the new Curb last night. You guys didn't watch it?
I'm not
No.
caught up yet.
Yeah, I got home late.
Yeah. Very good. This is my favorite by far this season, but I like the trend that it's just every episode's getting better.
Well, that's good because I was going to say last
Yeah.
week you said that one was your favorite.
Right,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
only
it's-
going up.
It's only going up. So this one was very funny. So I'll give it an A minus. We'll just keep going up.
I'm
Maybe by the end of the
excited.
season it'll be A plus.
Yeah,
So
it seems like it. I'm excited for that. I didn't watch
Yeah.
that yet. So, all right, those are the things we watched this week.